Hi, my name is Lillie Powell, and today I'm so excited to introduce Karmen Jones. When I pulled Karmen Jones to introduce, at first I was ecstatic. I was introducing the Karmen Jones, but then my heart sank in fear. I was introducing the Karmen Jones. This is no easy task because Karmen Jones is literally perfect in every way. She is always there to smile at you in the hallway and laugh at your jokes, even if you say something absolutely ridiculous. With that being said, she is also always there to give you a piece of her mind. Karmen holds a place in everyone's heart as a perfect angel who tenaciously stands her ground. I absolutely cannot wait for Karmen to blind you all with her radiating perfection and beauty. So without further ado, I give you Karmen Marie Jones.
Before I realized what I was saying, the words had come out of my mouth, and every eye in the room turned to look at me, mouths open wide, gaping in astonishment. I had finally done it. 1,000 thoughts were flying through my mind as it slowly began to register that I had made my first sassy comment of the year during English with Miss Belskis. It all began when Brett Silver tentatively raised her hand and asked, "What's a diadem?" Miss Belskis said, "Oh, Brett, it's another word for crown. You all learned it from VCR." And at that moment, I confidently replied, no, I learned that from watching Harry Potter." As the eyes stayed plastered to me and the room erupted in laughter, my fear and nervousness steadily began to grow, and I was frozen. I didn't know if I should just roll with it and wait for the shock to die down, or if I should act like I had no idea what had just happened and play crazy like my mom always suggests. I decided to just wait it out and see where that would take me, and it ended with Miss Belskis saying in between laughs, "Wow, where did that come from?" Now, this wouldn't have been as big a deal as it was at the time had it not been one of the first moments during my tenure at SMS since coming in the 9th grade that the majority of my classmates heard me, the sweet little shy girl, publicly turned off her filter and speak before thinking the words through. Little did they know, however, that they would witness these feisty remarks more often as I steadily began to grow more comfortable with them and with myself. There have been many times since that moment in which I have immediately blurted out my thoughts and subjected myself to utter embarrassment. Whether that embarrassment was caused by something I said or something I did, I have learned to laugh at myself and find humor in the situation. For instance, I can now look back on the time one afternoon during the week of freshman initiation when I was having lunch with my senior, Danielle Tyler, and everything was perfect until I attempted and then failed to stand up, burying her under all of my body weight. We had been sitting on the floor, and by the end of lunch, my entire leg had fallen asleep. So as I began to stand, I couldn't tell if I was standing upright on my foot or my ankle. Danielle could see that I was struggling and asked, "Are you all right?" To which I calmly and boldly responded, "Yes, of course." And then, after attempting to take one step forward, I started stumbling, so I stretched out my arm in a vain attempt to grab onto something to keep me from falling. Only, instead of grabbing a wall or something stable, I had taken hold of Danielle's wrist. The next thing I knew, I was tumbling down to the floor, dragging her with me, and crushing her with all of my weight. Needless to say, at the time, I was slightly more than a little embarrassed after this mortifying event, but now I just laugh at it and say to myself a little sarcastically, she probably doesn't remember that anyway. But in the end, it shouldn't matter to me whether she remembers it and thinks of me as her weird, quirky freshman or not. The important thing is how I let that situation and all of the other embarrassing and unfortunate moments of my life define who I am. We should not go through life in fear of what others will say about our characters, measuring out our lives with coffee spoons, as poet T.S. Eliot would say. Life is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe your biggest failure of the week is getting a bad grade on a test, only scoring 1 goal in a basketball game, or being rejected by the guy you've been crushing on. No matter what your failure is, it's not important. What really matters are the people around you who are there to help you through the low points in your life. They believe in you. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to show others who you are. Just take a risk and do it. If you're happy with yourself and are able to laugh at your failures and humiliations, people will want to be around you in your contagious spirit. So do whatever makes you feel good about yourself. There have been so many people standing by me throughout my life who have encouraged me to be myself. They have never given up on me, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the courage to stand here and tell you all to take a leap of faith into the unknown and let yourself fall. To the astounding class of 2016, thank you for being by my side for these past 4 years. When I think about all of you, it's hard to believe that I've only known you all for such a short time. You've witnessed clumsy Karmen, sassy Karmen, storytelling Karmen. You've seen all the Karmens and have openly accepted them. Each and every one of you has been a blessing in my life, and I'm so glad I got to go through high school with you all by my side. So be happy and be yourself, because as I recently read, when you are joyful, when you say yes to life and have fun and project positivity all around you, you become a sun in the center of every constellation, and people want to be near you. Thank you.